This time at the Quick Speed Shop, I've gone ahead and I got myself involved in another crazy project. Alright, so what I got here, this is a 1953 Willys M38A1 military Jeep. Check it out. Bam. I spied this about 6-7 years ago in the junkyard. I've been eyeballing it. The junkyard is probably winding down here, so I figured I'd go ahead and rescue this thing. I went back and over the in the fall I jacked it up out of the ground. It was sunk in the ground up to about here. I jacked it back up. Let's go ahead and look at the clip. Alright, here it is, the M38A1. I've got to jack it up and get it out of the mud before it freezes. And then we'll be rescuing it out of here at some point. So I had it all set and they went and dragged it out for me, and today was the day. I got the doodle bug at the show, so I figured I'd go ahead and, well, I got the trailer hooked up and it's a nice day out. It's 50 degrees today. I went ahead and went and picked it up. Bam, there we go, that was fun. Got our 1953 M38A1 loaded on the trailer here with 4 stuck wheels. And thanks to the help of the guy that was here, I'm going to go ahead and strap this thing down and get back to the Quick Speed Shop. So what do we got here? Well, we got a M38A1, which is a military version of the Jeep CJ5. This is a second year for this body style. This came out in 1952. This one is made in October of 1953, this one here. It's a 4-cylinder F-head overhead valve 4-cylinder engine, 3-speed transmission, and a cast iron transfer case, 4-wheel drive obviously. Would have come with these 716, I think, or 616, whatever size they are, military tires. Olive drab right here is the original color. These Jeeps have a 24-volt electric system. They have electrical plug here where you could use it as a generator. They have the military blackout taillights and marker lights, and completely waterproof ignition system, and they're pretty cool. Right here is where the snorkel would attach to the engine if you had a forwarding kit on it and you wanted to forward deep water. This is where the snorkel would come through. And the cool part about this Jeep is it was donated by the federal government to local towns as part of the Civil Defense Program. And there's a cool decal on the other side I'll show you that explains that. But so this was an Army Jeep, and the Army donated it to Monroe County, New York, the Parks Department, which has a cool logo here. I'm going to have this redone. This thing is hand painted. You can see here the Civil Defense decal says this equipment is property of the U.S. government on loan for civil defense. Removal or altercation of this identification is prohibited. So I better leave this on during the restoration because I don't want to be illegal. But I think this used to be blue around here, blue and yellow. So this is an official civil defense vehicle. So as you can see, it's pretty kind of rotten. This thing sat out in the woods in the junkyard for so long it had about 2 inches of topsoil in here. I scooped out of it. I got a 57 Chevy rear bumper for another project I'm working on. I threw that in, but you can see that a lot of the floor is missing. The transmission and transfer case are missing. I believe this had a T90 3-speed transmission and a Dana 18 transfer case. They're both missing along with the cross member. The windshield frame is missing, but the gauges are all there and all the military badges there over on the side which identify the vehicle. The fuel tank is also missing. I have the driver's side seat frame, so it's mostly there, but a few pieces are missing. But you can buy a lot of these parts from Kaiser Willys online, so I'll be doing that. But overall, here it is. Alright, bam, check this out. We got the F-head motor. This is completely waterproof. Waterproof spark plugs, waterproof ignition system. It's got a 24-volt waterproof generator and a waterproof box over there. Here's your lifting point here, which is crashed into the firewall. What I want to do is I want to get the front clip off this and get this motor out of here so this thing's a little easier to move around. And you can also see here on the hood being open. I can't probably see it right now, but there's a shovel goes here in your hood. So this has a waterproof. All the whole the whole wiring harness is waterproof. Here's your connector. One half of your connectors here for the headlights. I disconnected that. I'm going to try unbolting the grill and the front fenders, taking the whole front clip off. And then right here in this metal bar here, this is how you lift the engine. You hook your chain on here and yank it right out. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. I'm going to get the front clip blowed off here and get this motor out and set it aside. And then this thing will be a little easier to maneuver around. Aha, there we go. Alright, I just unbolted the grill. There's 3 bolts on each side. I broke 3 out of the 4 off. They go into the inserts here. The lower 2 go on the grill shell. The one was missing, the other one was loose. Disconnected the wiring harness. The front clip came right off. The frame's not too bad up here. A little bit punky around the very bottom edge of this front cross member. That's not a big deal. So next step is going to be pulling the fenders off. There's, I think, 4 bolts in the back on each side. I'm going to go ahead and pull the oil bath air cleaner off. There's 4 bolts in the firewall. I'm going to pull that off and then pull both these front fenders off, and then we'll have a good look at the engine here. Hopefully that'll come out without too much trouble. Alright, bam, check it out. Got the whole front clip off, and I got the engine jacked up. It was caught on the firewall. Oh, there goes a jet. It's loud. It was caught on the firewall. I got it jacked up here to where it's free. I got to cut the throttle, the choke cable free. I've disconnected the military waterproof ignition from the generator. It's got a 28-volt generator supply here for the 24-volt generator, and here's your waterproof distributor here with waterproof connections. So like I said, this is an F-head overhead valve, 134 cubic inch. I think the Go Devil was the flathead version. I'm not sure what they call this one. It might still be Go Devil, but anyways, it's the F-head version here. So I'm going to try to get the engine picker over here, grab onto this picking point, undo the motor mounts, and should yank it right out of here. Alright, I'm getting free here. The motor mounts kind of just like rip free. Then there's these levers here, which I don't know if you can see here flailing around. So I don't know if they're like a quick release, but the rubber ripped off anyway. So I've got it in the front loop, which is for lifting the engine without the transmission on it. The back loop would be for if the transmission was on. So I think it's coming out. Let's try it. Oh. running out of dangle because of the trailer side here. I hope I got enough lift to get up because obviously they're way up in the air on the trailer, so I hope I got enough lift to get this up and out here. It's going to be close. Look at that, bam, F-head in the air. I'm going to try to wheel around this way. Oh, rainwater in the water pump, but here we go. Here's our F-head. Bam. So I'm just going to set this aside for now on a dolly, and I'm going to pull the plugs out, squirt some oil in it, try working the crank, but for now I'm just going to set it aside. So why would I need another crazy project like this when I got so many other ones going on? I don't know, but I figured I'd buy it because I found it there and I kind of liked it. I like the local history of it with the Parks Department. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. I've got some other plans coming up. They'll be in a future video. But I'm probably going to sit on it now for a little while, probably till next year. But in the meantime, I'm going to be thinking about what I want to do with it. And this was the best time to get it, so I'm glad I got it. And it's going to be a future Quick Speed Shop project. We're going Jeepin'. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to put a circle somewhere over there. Go ahead and hit that to subscribe. Putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So tell your friends, hit the bell for the alerts. And as always, we'll see you again at the Quick Speed Shop.